Hi, this video is about creating basic labels and clever labels. The first thing you need to do is turn on editing. So I'm going to do that right here. As editing is being turned on, let's scroll down back into the adding of the resource. So right here you can see add a resource. Here is the label. So you'd click on that. What that would do is bring up this right here is a label, right here is a label. All these bold things that I use to create structure are labels. So I'm going to just open one up real fast. So it gives you an HTML editor with all your stuff. Just hover your mouse on top to see what's it about. Go ahead and put in whatever you want for your label, save and return to the course. I'm going to hit cancel because I haven't made any changes. Now that's your basic label. That's pretty straightforward, nothing wonky or fancy there. But here we have some floating labels. One of the things that I like to do is to toss in different things in different areas. I always like to put some kind of video up at the top of my Moodle or some kind of large image. Every once in a while I might put in some kind of animated GIF just to get the student's attention, or some kind of image that might hide off to the side and poke out like a monster or something like that. Just something to get their attention. So how do I do that? Well, to go in and take a look at that, basically you need to have a little bit of a larger skill set. You have to know a little bit of Cascade style sheeting. That is CSS. That's dealing with web design stuff. So here's my normal font. I can change the color, all that kind of stuff. But these are just images. So if I click on them, they just come up and you can see that they're just a regular image. Nothing fancy other than that. The piece with this particular image is that it's an animated GIF image. So if I want to modify that code, I come in here and click on that, and this is where I would upload my image, all that. But here's where it gets real interesting. I can make it bigger. I could change the size of it, and if I tab over, it matches up on the size. But down here, the style, I'm telling it to be in position absolute, stay exactly where I want you, don't move. I'm telling the margin to be 30%. Large, so anything like this font right here is going to be 30% to the left of that, and it's going to float to the right of the image, okay, or to the right of the label, sorry, okay. So I've made some changes. I'm going to hit update. I never bother putting a name in there, so now it's just a little bit bigger. It hasn't lost its pixelization or anything. Same deal with this one. If I go back into image, go back into its appearance, this is the size, but notice here that the margin left is 50%. So it's 50% away from the text. Okay. I haven't made any changes here, so I'm just going to cancel out. I've made some changes here, so I'm going to hit save. So labels are just basic things that you add to your Moodle to create logical organization in each of your topics. So general resources, here's a label, all these bolded things except for this, those are labels. It's pretty straightforward, but how can I use the label to do more? Well, I can do this here. I can also put in video in a label, okay? So right here, I'm going to click on this to update that particular so that you can see that. This is a little bit different. This is an actual embedded video within a label. How do I get this to function? Well, let's go into YouTube very quickly. Just grab any kind of YouTube video. It doesn't matter. So funny cats. Yeah, this is funny. So we'll just pick this one. So I'm not going to play it. We'll stop that. But right here where it shows share, and then it shows embed. So that's and then the size, whatever size I want to go with. That's the code. I'm going to select all of it. I'm going to copy all of it. And going back into here, I don't paste it here. I'm using HTML now. I'm using code. So I need to come in here and paste it here. I'll paste it, and then notice I add this big giant chunk of code from the carrots to the other carrots. Okay, so this code right here does the exact same thing as the image. It makes the video code move over to where you see it now. So I'm going to hit cancel. I didn't paste that code because I don't want that code here. I just, as an example. So there's the video. And I didn't change anything, so I hit cancel here. Now, one other little clever thing you can do with images, okay? The problem, once it loads, give it a second, oops, reload. The problem with floating videos is that they float. They literally float like a hovercraft over whatever they go over. They can go over water, they can go over land, trees, whatever. They can go over anything. So you can see that I have a few labels here. Okay, so how did I do that? Well, it's just a label with text in it. My background is white, so I made my text white. So that creates space for that video. So this video doesn't float over these activity adders or the drop-down menus. Okay, same thing down here. Before I added in all these other resources, right down here, I had another invisible label to create space for this. Well, I don't need it anymore, so I'll just delete it. Okay, that's why that extra piece is there. So I hit OK, and it will delete it. Now, I've also done this. One of the things that I have a problem with is organization. I create a line. This is a label. It creates that separation. It's technically, if you look real careful, there is one within the theme of Moodle, but it's not really clear to see it. So I created one that I can see. Those are some of the uses that you can do with labels. That's it.